Hello, Facebook world. You are joining Michelle Moras with Wednesday Wisdoms with Michelle. And our topic today is self-confidence. Why did I choose self-confidence? Because I'm thinking there's a lack of it in this world. Now, and the reason I say that is because when you have self-confidence, well, here's a definition of self-confidence. It's the belief in yourself. It's believing in you, in what you can do. It's confidence. And when someone has really high or healthy self-confidence, or self-esteem is really what the topic was, self-esteem. So if you have confidence, what other people do around you doesn't affect you. And what I've been seeing around just walking down and walking through stores and hearing people talking is people are allowing outside factors to determine how they feel inside. Now, when I hear those kind of words, I always want to stop and don't let outside factors determine your outlook, because if you allow what goes on the outside to affect you, you have no control of you. Now, who wants to do that, right? Hi, hi, Daryl. And like I always say, there's three types of control, right? There's your control, their control, and God's control. Don't try to control outside of here. Hi, Kimmy. Because if you try to let your world be run by what's going on the outside of you, there is no control. You are at the whim of whatever is going on around you. So healthy self-confidence or self-esteem is what I put the topic as. It's really confidence, and that's why I put it up above my head. Confidence. You have to have the ability to say no. If you have a healthy self-esteem, you have an outlook that's positive. You don't let one bad thing affect your entire day or the rest of your week or your month or your life or your year, right? You have to control what you allow to affect you. So you don't let negative experiences change you. Now, another thing with a positive attitude, which does help, strong self-esteem, is you're able to tell people how you feel. Do you remember any times when you were younger and someone would say, well, what do you think about that? What do you think? And you do, whatever you think. That's a lower self-esteem. I mean, you've got a less in self-esteem when you do that because you don't want to offend the other person, so you kind of back yourself off. The thing is if with a lower self-esteem, you are at the mercy of people around you. And that's why it's important to grow that self-esteem. You have to build that. It doesn't just poof happen and you wake up and I'm so confident. No, you have to build that. You have to practice believing in you. You've heard those, Saturday Night Live when the guy Jack Handy or whatever his name is stands in front of the mirror and does, gosh darn it, people like me. People laugh about that, but seriously, it helps to go through and actually find something that you are proud of. Now, here's the thing. To build low self-confidence or self-esteem, here's the thing. If you have a fear of failure, if you look out to the future and think it's just gloomy and it's never going to get any better, that's Marshall. Or if you like to concentrate on the things, your traits that you consider weak, and you dwell on them. I was really, really, really bad at that for many, many years of my life. I would always say, gosh, I'm too loud, and so I'd get really quiet. Oh, I'm overweight, and so I would hide myself under 15 billion piles of clothes and look even bigger. I mean, I believed that other people were better than me, and so I would push them ahead of me and do, well, I'm not supposed to be there. They should be in front. They should be speaking, or they should be the captain of the team, or they should run for president of the school class, that kind of stuff. And then I realized that's low self-esteem. I didn't believe in me enough that I wouldn't step forward. I was having a conversation with someone yesterday. I have no idea who at this point. I can't remember what we were talking about. I know what we were talking about. I was at a Toastmaster meeting, and we were laughing about elections. And is it wrong or right to vote for yourself if you're running for an office? And I told them my story. I was running for class president or some event like that. And instead of voting for myself because I thought it would be crude and rude and improper, I voted for the other person. She won by one vote. Now, here's the thing, it was my vote, but why would you run for an office and not vote for yourself? Did you not think you were good enough to be even running? So then why were you running in the first place? Yeah, I learned a lesson that day. So low self confidence. You must build on that. Get books, listen to inspirational speakers, read articles. Hi, Debbie. Read articles, but build that confidence. You have to build the belief in you. Stop focusing on things that you aren't good at or things, flaws that you think you have, because you have to build on what you have to realize how much you really do have. It's it it's a chore. It takes practice. So every day you have to find something about yourself. Like I like to say, take one little step every day towards whatever you want. Well, for building your confidence or building your esteem, find one thing every day. Well, use me again as an example. I was very self confident, had low self confidence about me, my presence, who I am, and I would I would hide. Now, if I continued to hide like that, I mean, I'd have friends who would tell me, "Wow, you're really good. I mean, you're a good speaker. You should be out. You should go out and start talking." And I do, no, that's not meant for me. I mean, he could do it, but I can't do that. And inch by inch, I try to force myself out of my fear box, out of my ruts. And then I found me. It's kind of a cool thing. Find what you're good at. Stop looking at the things that you're not good at, okay? Because here's the thing, wherever your mind, your brain flows, that's where everything goes. So if you're sitting there thinking about what you're bad at, I'm really bad at concentrating. I'm a terrible concentrator. I have no organizational skills, blah, blah, blah. And you focus on that, you get what you want. You get what you say. You won't have that, and you'll be even worse. But on the contrary, if you focus on what you're good at and push on it and say, my goodness, I am the most amazing friend in the world. I am so loving and I love to help other people, and it will just happen. Concentrate on what you want to grow. Concentrate on what you want to grow. And how do you gain self confidence after abuse? Same way. You find what you like about you. Find one thing. Even if you can't find it, your friends who are around you who also look at you and know that and love you. Find what they say is so good about you and try to find it in yourself. And every day remind yourself that you are. And then build on that and every day find something else. It's not easy, especially after abuse. You've been basically reprogrammed to the negative. So take all the negatives and flip it, because almost guaranteed you the person who abused was a liar. So everything that they said was backwards. Find your strength. Find what you like about you. Remember the older you before you were ever in any abusive situation. But I'm also sure your friends will tell you what they love about you. And then you focus on that and find it. Find it for you. Practice every day. Every morning, take one little step towards another positive thing to say about yourself. So all of you out there in Facebook world, having a self-esteem that is higher than the ground is very good for you, because the way you see the world is how you see yourself. If you see the world as a negative, terrible place, it's because in your mind, you don't see hope. There must be hope in order for you to have another tomorrow, at least a happy tomorrow. So focus on the good in you. Build on the good around you. And the more you do, the more positive you are, the more your esteem will rise and make your life a happier place. Oh yeah, there is an extreme, Lindsay. You're right. You can be, you can turn into with so much self-esteem that you're a jerk. You do have to stay self-aware. There's a level, okay? You can have such a low self-esteem that everyone walks on you, or you can have such extreme self-esteem that no one wants to be around you. Now there is a very fine line there. It takes a bit to get to that level, and we all know how to point those people out, right? It's the dun dun dun. I'm in the room. Everybody step away. I'm wonderful. It's a self check. If you have so much self esteem that you're over the top, more than likely, um, basically, you're the only one who can stop you. It comes right back to being self aware. No one can say, excuse me, you're a little overconfident, because whoever's overconfident isn't going to stop. Oh, wait. Self confidence is something reliant on my relationship to other people, so no longer self confident. Oh, no, it must be self confidence, because if your confidence is reliant on something outside of you, you're being controlled by outside forces. It must come from you, confidence in you. And remember to stay, like you said, stay humble at the same time. Understanding, well, that's what I forgot to say. Self-esteem is not just loving yourself to an extreme, okay? It's understanding your weaknesses and your strengths. You need to know what you're good at and what you're not so good at. I've said it in the past. People think I'm running like a smooth machine, but I'm not. What I do is I surround myself with people who know how to do things I don't know how to do. So I appear like I'm moving like this, like a jet plane, when actually I've got friends behind me and beside me holding me up because I have no balance. Self-esteem, high self-esteem, high confidence is a balance between understanding what you're good at and what you're not good at. And being okay with it. And understanding you can grow yourself in a positive manner, and you can train yourself or find people around you to help you the things that you aren't so good at. It's a whole yin yang kind of situation in the world. But the ability to see your overall strength as a person and be able to see that in other people and also raise them up. Self esteem and self confidence. Oh, yeah. And that's, I said, it's your three types of control: my control, your control, and God's control. Don't let anybody else take your control. You own you. It always comes back to you own you. And the more confidence you have, the more self confidence, self esteem you have, you should be able to share that with other people and raise them up. Because when you have that higher level of esteem, you can help other people see what the good in them. So you don't hold it to yourself. You you share it. Yeah, a lot of people see self esteem as snobby. So then I'm really snobby. Am I really? No. No, share that esteem. When you're self confident and you've got people around you, point out what's great about them. Show them what you see in them. Because I'm telling you, people with strong self confidence, we see the good in other people. If you see the good in other people, tell them you see the good in them. Tell them what you see is so awesome about them. Share that positivity, share that love, and raise their self esteem and confidence too. It's basically addictive. It's like a viral thing. When people are looking at the best in other people and themselves, it's viral. It works the same way. When people are negative and are looking at only the negative and only find the negative in other people, that's what you get. Positive to positive, negative to negative. It's opposite of what we learned in science, okay? Positive draws positive. Oh my goodness, I spoke for 15 minutes. This is a good conversation. Well, thank you everyone for joining my call and for this live session. I hope you listen in on Friday. I'm interviewing Tim Corner from Man to Machine on KCMJ 93.9 at noon Mountain Time. He's awesome. And what else? I'll see you next week on Wednesday Wisdoms with Michelle. Great conversation. Maybe we'll have to talk a little bit more about this and do more in depths about, past abuses and how to get through that. And, maybe we can break it up a little bit. Anyways, we'll talk to you later. Thanks for all the thumbs ups and highs and likes and hearts. And see you next week. Have a fabulous rest of your week. And I'm going to close out with this really cool disbursement. Cheers.